everyone at Shotgun Droopy or just Droop, and this is a brand new podcast, The Droop Show. It's about everything and nothing, both at the same time. So if you're into sewing or gaming or anything in between, you might or might not hear it here on The Droop Show. The Droop Show is going to live stream on Twitch on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Central Time and is going to hit all social media and podcast platforms the Friday after it streams. So our special guest today really isn't a guest. He's just playing the role of a guest. He's really a big part of this show. He's a longtime friend of mine. His name is Greg, aka Cajun TM. Follow him on Twitch and all other social media platforms.
How's it going?
So he's going to be helping with this podcast as we go forward. We're going to make this thing happen. First off, we want to thank everybody who's going to take the time to tune in, because without y'all, we can't do anything. And hopefully everybody enjoys listening to us. Hopefully we'll entertain y'all. Hopefully everybody has a good time listening to us. So the first thing we want to talk about is the coronavirus. The elephant that is sitting in the entire world right now, taking over everything. Everybody's social life, everybody's world has been disrupted by this coronavirus. There's a lot of things that we can do on the internet and virtually to, stay at home, keep social distancing. I know for me, I've become aware of, different things. First off, I've noticed how close in normal everyday life, 6 feet is probably a little too far away, but 4 foot is probably a good distance, What do you think about that, Greg? Like if you stood arms out, and you touched hands, it's probably a good distance, right?
I think it's pretty safe.
6 feet's kind of far. Like another thing, like shaking hands is real weird now, Like you walk up to somebody and they stick their hand out to you, and it's like you want to shake their hand because you've been raised your whole life to shake their hand, but you can't really do it or you don't want to do it because of the coronavirus going around.
Yeah, I mean, I think how you normally would act around somebody with the flu. I think just pretend like everybody around you has the flu. Be pretty safe.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm with you, but people were actually on stay-at-home orders, so things are a little bit different right now, especially with stores closing and the tourist industry is down. You can't go to bars, restaurant. You can't go sit in a restaurant. That being said, there's a lot of things that you can do. Netflix has 16 million new followers right now. That's probably because there's so many people at home. So, what do you think? Do you think Carol Baskin killed her husband, or do you think he just left without his $7 million?
No, she definitely killed him.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, Tiger King was awesome. So I'm guessing you watched it.
Oh yeah, and she basically explained how she killed him in the show.
yeah, that's Sordino, man. So,
mm-hmm.
so who was your favorite character? Not like the main characters, but like the people working at the zoo.
Right, what's his name? The guy with both amputated legs.
Yeah, Rinky. Yeah, that guy was cool, man.
He's probably the craziest one in reality because he's obviously lost limbs to the job and everything else, but
yeah, but it wasn't even
normal one.
Yeah,
on a personal level.
Yeah, but it wasn't even to like the Tigers. It was like just like he just.
Yeah, but still, anybody that's got 2 limbs missing and their job's working with tigers. Come on, man.
Yeah, and then the guy that actually got his arm bit off. That.
Right.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure he's from Louisiana too, huh?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't hear that, sure. But to not even make a fuss about it and just at that point you pretty much got to love the animals, because if it would have got blown up, the zoo would have got shut down, right?
No, well, I mean the place should have got shut down.
Yeah, for sure, but
a long time ago.
For sure, but they knew what kind of conditions they were in. I mean, they knew that. And just think about the people that ate the pizza. They had people that watched that show, and they showed the Walmart truck, and then when they showed the pizza, everybody said, Damn.
Well, no, I mean, as soon as that show gained popularity, you can imagine anybody that's ever been there is probably telling everybody that they've been there. And
Oh
then
yeah,
they get asked the question, "Did you eat the pizza?"
yeah. That episode aired, and it was like,
Somehow, a million people's been there and nobody's eating the pizza.
yeah, I went over there. I didn't eat no pizza though.
Yeah, exactly.
But so he paid his people $100 a week, and
Was it him that paid $100 a week? I thought he paid more. I thought it was the.
no, but he had, yeah, he paid them like $100 a week, and he had their housing, and he fed them. He let them pick out of the meat truck first. Carol
Yeah,
Baskin, she doesn't even pay her people.
yeah, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, that
There's literally no
bitch.
difference between from the perspective of the show. Looks like she took worse care of the animals than anybody else on the show did.
She didn't even interact with them. Like at least Joe Exotic's
Yeah,
petting his animals and like he's
but they have to
loving them.
like get into like a little teeny tiny cage to eat and stuff. That's like
Yeah,
attached to the main habitat.
exactly. But
Yeah.
they
Oop.
did come out and say that he was probably drugging his animals pretty bad, so
Yeah, I mean,
to handle them, and
if I was chilling with him, I would need drugs too.
he was also drugging his husbands pretty good. So
uh, believe that.
two straight guys marry a gay man.
Yeah,
It's pretty good.
just goes to show that a couple big cats and a couple hits of meth, the only thing separating us.
Yeah, but yeah. So Netflix is great to stay in with. I mean, stream, catch up on anything that you want to watch. I seen Westworld announced a new season. I know
Hmm.
you watch Westworld, right?
Yep. I
Um,
actually I started watching it when it first came out, and then just recently picked it back up and started over. It's an awesome show though.
yeah, I need to check it out. HBO. While we're talking about HBO, if you haven't seen Righteous Gemstones and you need something to watch, Righteous Gemstones is great. And there's endless amounts of stuff to stream on TV right now. But moving on, obviously everybody that's watching this stream right now, probably everybody, but maybe for some people who don't know, Twitch is awesome. Twitch isn't just for gaming anymore. They have plenty of stuff for everybody to get into. You can, if you want to watch people cook, if you want to watch people talk, if you want to watch people do music. I mean, the music and like the music and performance section is huge, man. You can go into that section and just see people perform all day long, all
Yeah.
day long. The talk show and podcast section, they have. I really wasn't a Big Brother fan, but Saturday when I was checking it out, I seen like sequester rooms, like 5 rooms with different amounts of people. So it's like a mini reality TV show, like a social challenge show or something, where you just get to trade rooms. I got to do some more investigating on it, and I'll probably post something on Twitter once I do more. But it looks interesting. It looks like Big Brother, like everybody was kind of talking shit on each other to get the other guys to vote each other off.
Yeah, trying to vote each other off the island,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah, it was pretty cool. I got
Survivor
I
style.
Survivor style. Yeah, I was kind of looking into it. I got to look into it because it looked cool. So,
No, it's a cool concept for sure.
but the ASMR, I'm kind of into the ASMR. I like to listen to it, especially when I'm going to sleep. I don't really care for the talking though in the ASMR. Mostly the scratching. This girl Copycat, she does a stream and she does a no whispers. If you're in the ASMR,
You just like yelling then.
yeah, yelling podcast.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, coming from somebody who's trying to do a talk show. So, but you on Twitch, any kind of social media besides TV streams?
Yeah, Twitch. I'm into a ton of games. Honestly, the game really doesn't matter if the streamer's good. I'm a big Summit 1G fan. Pretty much all the top Path of Exile streamers. I'm big into Path of Exile. And then there's just so much cool shit, man. You can always find something entertaining on there. I just ran across the other day that they have like stock trading. as a category. So they have guys that are, you know, trading stocks live and stuff like that and giving advice and everything. Disclaimer: I would not recommend
Yeah. Well,
following a streamer with 100 viewers, you know, and putting your life savings on the line with it. So definitely do your research if you're gonna get into that.
well, that's just the thing. Everybody's at home, you know, like a lot
That's a
of
good time.
a
Yeah.
lot of people in this country, you know, or at home. Just think about like you know, people who perform at bars. That's probably why the music's so big right now. I mean, people are performing, you know,
Yeah.
fitness, you know, gyms are shut down. If I was a, you know, I would be doing something on Twitch, streaming something, you know.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of opportunities, man, and there's a lot of people not taking advantage of all of the outlets they have, you know, available to them. I see a ton of people that I know that play music. They're streaming on Facebook, but I mean, they could also be streaming on Twitch. They could be, you know, they could be taking advantage of multiple outlets instead of just focusing on one. I think they're kind of losing out a little bit, as well as, like you said, the working out stuff. I mean, if you're doing like kind of home remedy type workouts and stuff, using stuff around the house and everything, and especially for the people that, you know, have kids and stuff, it's hard to fit into, you know, your day, find time where keep the kid busy while you're working out, you know. So streaming anything with like incorporating your kids and turning a workout for both you and them into a game is, I think, a pretty fantastic idea. And if people would start putting that stuff on YouTube and all these other outlets, I think, you know, they might find something there, and it'd be super helpful for the people that are looking for that kind of advice, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, that's the thing I'm thinking about too right now. That I'm happy that my job is still going on. So I cannot imagine having to teach children. You know, that's like my nightmare job. Like especially young children. So just think all these people who almost every school in the United States is closed right now. So every parent, not every parent, but you know, half the parents have become teachers.
Right.
You know,
And then not only that, but, you know, all schools are shut down. So parents that are like, imagine being like a single mom in school. You're having to teach your kid and keep them occupied while you do your schoolwork online. I mean, it's got to be a nightmare.
tomorrow I'll be streaming basic math for first grade. If
Yeah.
y'all so, but you know, there's just a lot going on, man, and that's the hardest one to me is just managing life. And I'm glad, you know, I'm really happy my life hasn't changed, but I feel bad for the people's life who has, and it's tough right now. But
For sure. But I really think anybody that's kind of tapped into micromanaging and multitasking in this environment and is not, you know, making some kind of, um, you know, trying to monetize it somehow on some kind, you know, a YouTube, I think they're losing out big time. I think that's a really big commodity right now. You could start a YouTube career off a couple videos with something like that,
yeah, or a few TikToks, get
or a
famous on
few
a few
TikToks,
TikToks.
anything really. But I don't see a ton of people doing it for
I'm pretty TikTok famous. I got like 37 followers, so
sure. Yeah, I'm thinking about possibly making some videos in the near future.
yeah, no, TikTok's awesome, man. Lots of funny people on TikTok. Lots of people that aren't really that great on TikTok, but there's a lot of funny people on TikTok. You know, a lot of
Yeah.
people put a lot of time into making those videos, man.
Oh no,
Uh,
you could definitely tell when somebody actually took the time and effort. I mean, there's a big difference in the
oh,
generic, you know, cover of a video and then somebody that actually, you know, went out of their way and did the extra stuff. And
yeah, 4 outfits in 60 seconds and four different personalities that you're looking at. It's a lot, man, and it's cool. To me, it's cool. I mean, I know a lot of people's not into TikTok, but I like it. I think it's cool.
you know,
Um, but you know, there's just a lot of things that you can do to stay entertained during this time.
absolutely.
But the music thing, I like to just sit around and listen to the music, man. The new music on Twitch, there's just so many artists. The music is good. You see people playing instruments at their house, man. They got setups that you wouldn't even. I mean, they got better setups than you see at bars sometimes, man. These are real musicians too. They're not like, and a lot of people love music, so and you don't see
Yeah.
the big numbers of people watching them right now. So as far as virtual events, have you heard of any virtual events getting hosted? Like 420 just passed Monday. Willie Nelson hosted a virtual smokeout. Did you hear about that?
No, I didn't. That's pretty cool though.
Yeah, I guess a
Did you
bunch of.
check it out or?
No, I didn't. I actually forgot about it because, I got this thing. I got this cool thing called a job, and they won't let me smoke pot. But, um,
Hopefully soon.
yeah, hopefully soon. And but I guess a bunch of celebrities got together and just sat around and smoked pot. But I did read that he has his own strand of marijuana that he was promoting. So,
Hmm.
which that's pretty cool. So he has a brand of marijuana.
That's really cool. I might have to go back and see if I can find the VOD on it.
Yeah. That thing I was talking about earlier, that sequester access, I'm really interested in that, man. I really want to check that out. I watched a little something on it today, and it looked pretty cool. I didn't really have too much time. It's like 20 people. It's just like a free for all, man. Trying to be the last one, and you get to switch rooms as quick as you can. You know,
Yeah.
if
No, that's really cool.
I want to do more research because if it's what I think it is, it's going to be really good. It's
No, that turns out really good. I think a lot of other cool concepts, like based off of reality survival type shows, will come out with it. I think comedy is going to be the next big thing on Twitch probably pretty soon.
The Zoom video calling app has been banned by multiple companies, including Google and Amazon.
I don't know
Why
what
is
that's all
that? Did you
about.
hear about that?
No, I haven't heard
Probably.
of any.
I did hear about the.
Maybe security reasons.
Yeah, did you hear about the teachers using it? And he was like hosting his class with it, and like all of a sudden a penis got drawn on screen. A racial slur started to go across. It was like horrible, man. I guess they're getting
Leave
hacked
it to people.
into,
Yeah,
but everybody's using it, so you would think that they would be trying to do something about it as soon as Zoom heard about it.
I'm
If
sure they are, but you gotta imagine how many bored people are sitting around knowing how many people are using that program, and it's probably, I imagine it's a relatively new or underused program, so it's probably just started out pretty rough.
I mean, if I owned Zoom or if I worked at Zoom, I would be doing everything I could to keep
Putting
that from happening.
all of my assets into, you know,
Yeah, as soon as I heard about it,
cybersecurity.
I'd
I would
be
just go straight into paying another company to use the already developed security.
yeah, because now they're done. Like Facehead is saying, Skype is free.
I don't know the capability for a lot of those other video platforms as far as how many people you can have in those calls and everything like that. I'm not sure.
Oh, 16. 16 people.
16. Yeah. Are you talking about Zoom or like Skype or something?
All of them. It
Oh,
depends on
okay.
the size of your computer screen.
Okay.
So if you got a 16-inch screen, it's 16. You got a 24-inch screen, it's 24.
I got you.
Pretty sure
So
that's
if you,
right. If somebody wants to fact check that,
yeah.
I think that's correct. I'm not sure.
So projectors for the win then.
Projectors for the win, yeah.
I got you.
Then you just stand in front of it and just yell from corner to corner at people.
You know how big of a dick you can draw on?
Start all the way from. What is that? Oh, I know it's not coming back around. But actually, I also heard MW Records out of Cleveland is hosting a quick and dirty music show with local artists on Facebook this
That's really
Saturday.
cool.
Yeah, I was interested in it because I like the local artists. So
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm surprised as much artists have been doing the live shows, in their living rooms, and I'm really surprised more people haven't kind of been coordinating stuff like that.
yeah, I
Even
mean,
even if they continue doing it in their living room, but have like a multi-stream kind of deal, you could be playing your drums at your house, I could be playing a guitar at my house, kind of deal. I guess you kind of fight with latency and stuff like that, but I thought that would be a pretty cool idea.
especially here with all the bars here in this tourist city. I mean, somebody should be doing something virtually. I mean, there's too many artists that I mean, I don't know what they're doing. I mean, we have so many artists here. Plus, in Florida, man, the unemployment system sucks. So I have
Yeah,
no idea what these people are doing.
yeah. You're lucky just to log into the unemployment website.
And I
No
mean,
less get an application in.
yeah, hell, you go out, you see
Mhm.
the same artists everywhere,
Yep. Nope. We got some really good ones.
and there's not much art here, like picture art or but there's definitely a nightlife, a bar life, and there's a lot of people, and they're just not doing anything. And I don't know what I would do if I was in that position, especially with the unemployment system that we got. So,
No, here. I mean, here the Panhandle, Panama City and stuff. I mean, that's all there is to do if you're single and young is to go drink and go to the bar and everything.
well,
And
it's
hell, even older people that are locals grew up here and stuff. I mean, they have never quit doing that. I mean, that's pretty much the only form of entertainment.
yeah, I mean the whole Gulf Coast, Destin, Fort Walton,
Right.
Pensacola. I mean everywhere. So, yeah,
Which Louisiana's not a whole lot different. So
yeah, yeah.
it's
No,
not
no,
that far out of my ballpark.
no. Louisiana's the same way. I mean New Orleans. Look, that's a huge shutdown. But I mean it's all across the country, man. It's and that's why there's
Yeah, I
such a
mean,
huge.
alcohol sales have fucking skyrocketed, man.
I hope people are having fun with alcohol, and I hope it's not getting to a different subject. But anyway,
Right.
but that's why the internet is so cool right now. It's a bad situation for everybody, but that's why TikTok has so many people and so many cool things going on. That's why Twitch has so much cool stuff going on. That's why all of these all of these streaming places have so much cool stuff going on. You know,
Absolutely, man. I think if you're not considered essential and working a full-time job and you're not trying to at least put something on at least one of these outlets, Twitch or YouTube or just going live on Facebook and stuff. If you're not taking your shot with that right now, I don't know what you're waiting on. Because I mean, no sense in not trying. Sitting around the house anyway, you might as well. You never know what it could turn into. So
yeah, everybody knows how to do something. Teach a class.
yeah, I mean, even if you don't know how to do something, just get a buddy and start a podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, start a podcast. See how that goes. It's a lot harder than you think. A lot of
Yeah.
people think it's easy breezy, but sometimes you run out of stuff to talk about.
Blake asked if somebody can comment on the beards.
I got a fire beard.
Subpar beard. That's what you mean.
Yeah. No, man, anybody can have a beard. You don't have to have a podcast. Well, not anybody, but some people. I mean, like probably like 50% of the population.
Very good point, Vic. Anybody can start a podcast. Not anybody can grow a beard.
Yeah. We just want to let everybody know just stay safe, stay home, stay away from corona and get on Twitch, get on social outlets, have fun. Hell, you know what else? If you get on the Greater Wynnewood Zoo, I bet you could get a virtual tour on there. I think that's the name of the zoo from Tiger King.
Oh yeah.
So
Be a shutdown zoo, aren't they? Are they shut down or no?
yeah, but I think they're giving virtual tours.
Man,
Yeah, maybe Jeff Lowe will give you a virtual tour of his house and a virtual tour of that nanny.
I didn't even think about it, but I imagine they still have all the tigers there, right? And still have people taking care of them.
Yeah, no, I mean they definitely feed them. That one guy's still there. I mean they did that. I think they did that last episode of Tiger King from. I think it was like the week before. I think they did it by phone, and I think everybody was still working there, right? I mean those guys were still taking care of the animals.
You talking about the actual last episode or the added episode that they kind of did with interviewing
Yeah,
everybody?
with the added episode with all the
Yeah, see,
interviews.
I hadn't seen that yet, so I'm not
Oh,
quite sure.
okay, okay, yeah,
But imagine having that many tigers. They were making a killing off of those, like the cub petting and stuff like that. But imagine like having to take care of that many tigers and the cost of that without having profit off of it now. Yeah.
And yeah, man, they got all kinds of stuff. They got an article about actually, because you know that bitch Carol Baskins is all pissed off about mixed breeding tigers and shit, lions and tigers, and you know she
I've been
don't.
doing that for years, though, man.
Yeah, but she don't want anybody mixed breeding mythical creatures. You know, so
Oh, I thought you meant like tiger breeds. You talking about
making ligers, man, and
ligers?
tigons. So
Probably over there. What do you call it? Half human, half tiger? Because that's probably what they were making around there.
you know, Joe Exotic was working on it, but I don't think there was enough meth.
I I heard they talked to. I don't know if it was like a almost like a groundskeeper that would work there for a while, or if it was one of the security guys or something. But they were. I don't know how fake news or not this actually is. I didn't vet it by any means, but that they would take the animals. I don't think it was actual tigers, but I think they had like goats and stuff like that out there as well, and they would take them into the house with them and late at night and shit. No telling.
I actually seen this girl on TikTok said that when she was like 17, she got in a bind or whatever, and she met Joe Exotic. Her best friend was gay, and they met him at a bar, and Joe Exotic was obsessed with him, and she ended up going to work at the zoo. And I didn't vet this or anything, but she had
Mm.
multiple videos and like she did messages, but posted them, and ended up that she had her own camper because she was the only girl working there. Like in the middle of the night, she woke up and that crazy guy Alan, the guy that interviewed in the bathtub with shorts on, was
Yeah,
like in her trailer. And like she like ran out, and it's like fucking crazy. But no, seriously, that the Greater Winnie Wine Zoo really has an article about mixed breeding big cats, like how lions and tigers have been bred in the wild. They do it on their
right.
own. I don't know
Hmm.
if that's true or not. I mean, I didn't research it, but
Well,
doesn't seem
probably
like they
happens
would.
from time to time, but it's probably not like the usual thing that happens in.
But I know they get super big like that because what's his name? The Doc Ansell got the biggest cat like that in the world. It's like 900 pounds or something.
Yeah, well, I think I can't remember what zoo, but growing up in Louisiana, they had one at one point.
Oh, that truck stop
Yeah, yep,
right off the side of the road.
yep.
The
And
tiger
then
stop.
I know LSU's tiger is a mixed breed of tigers. I
Yeah,
can't
but
remember
not a
the two.
lion and tiger
No,
mix.
no, but I
That's what I'm
imagine. I
talking
mean,
about.
yeah, but I mean, I
Bro, I'm
imagine
talking about that
there's
shit.
not a whole lot of genetic difference between the two.
Yeah, I don't know, man. What, you ever seen a lion got that big ass mane around his head?
I'm not saying it's healthy, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
it'd be
Yeah, I actually think
a weenie dog and a Labrador,
I think
Probably
it
not gonna work out well, but it's not.
I think the main thing is that it has something to do with, and I probably have it backwards, but it has something to do with the sexes. So if you do it one way with the male tiger and the female lion, or the female lion and the male tiger, one way the cat stays really small, and one way the cat gets really big because the growth inhibitor is
Dominant in
in
one.
opposite
Right.
sexes for each cat.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty sure I read somewhere that how much it reduces the lifespan. I'm not sure what actual other medical issues come from mixing the two,
Oh,
but
you talking about a cat that's supposed to weigh 600 pounds that now not
right.
like joint issues and all that shit. I'm sure, but
Yeah.
they're badass, man. Napoleon Dynamite talked about them, and fucking they were awesome.
I also heard, I mean, which is probably the biggest killer for me. I hope it's not true, but I heard that the music in the show was not actually Joe Exotic.
What?
Yeah, all the music that they said he made, I've heard that it wasn't him.
Oh man, no, I heard the same thing. When I was watching that show and they started singing, I said, "Damn, this dude can sing."
Well, I mean, it was pretty bad, but it was not as bad as you would expect from him.
I thought the
Uh,
singing was great. I really did, Greg. I listened to it and I was like, man, this guy really can sing. Like this guy is really singing good.
it's pretty crazy the how well people have taken the whole show. You know how popular it is, the memes that have come out of it, and how long the whole trend has been sticking around. Which I guess people don't have anything else to do but trend. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I loved it, man. I couldn't believe it. I mean, me and my wife watched the first episode, and then 7 hours later, we were done with it.
yeah. No, I actually took some talking into. For me, I kind of refused to watch it when it first came out, and yeah, before I got to the first episode, I was pretty much done for. It's unbelievable, man. It's really hard to believe that that stuff actually happened.
I just want an elephant to ride down the road on. I mean, that dude literally rode an elephant down the road straight into a pond. And he had 5 wives or something, but I'm guessing now they're saying that it wasn't his wives, but
Yeah, I guess like some of them was like one of them was his one of his son's fiance or
yeah, Theo Vaughn actually had him on his podcast. I need to check that out because I
yeah,
bet that
yeah.
was pretty good.
Man, I'm a huge Theo Von fan.
Yeah, Theo Vaughn's great. If you don't, if you,
Everything he touches is hilarious.
yeah, if you haven't heard of Theo Vaughn, check him out
I know he's got quite a bit of his stand up on YouTube. I know he's been on Joe Rogan's podcast. He has his own podcast this past weekend.
this
That's what
past
it.
weekend. Yeah, he's my second
Yeah.
cousin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Mm.
That's his headline on everything. Your second cousin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
Call
a
that a medium.
yeah, like on Twitter, it says Theo Vaughn, your second cousin. TikTok, his TikToks are really, really good, man. He's really good on TikTok.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's right. He does also joint host another podcast. There's a whole like community of comedians that do podcasts, and they're always on each other's podcasts, and they're all they're all really good.
Yeah, that Barstool Sports or whatever from I think they're out of Baton Rouge. I think it started at LSU, so
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure it did. I know that they always have a bunch of LSU stuff on. I don't know if y'all follow them, but Barstool Sports, they always have a bunch of LSU stuff. So
I like a lot of their stuff. You almost feel like you're at a college event or something when you watch some of their sports coverage, and then the comedy stuff is awesome.
did you see Nebraska spring game was played like on a Madden game
Like
broadcast on
broadcast,
Twitch?
no kidding.
Yeah, with their real commentators.
Really, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
like an
I know
all.
during the past season they would do I can't remember what the last NCAA game was. It's been quite a few years now since they stopped making them, but I think it was LSU and it might have been LSU Auburn or something, but they went in and adjusted the stats to match like this team's stats and not the team that the game was made for. But and then they did like a simulation, like leading up to the actual game. It's a pretty cool concept. They're bringing back NCAA or the equivalent to it. It's going to be college football video game, but
Oh yeah, with the
the
new
Fair
rules with
Pay Act or whatever it is.
yeah. But yeah, I don't know how they did this one. I mean, they used so what they did was they used like an all Nebraska type team, like Amir Abdullah was the running back, like pro players from Nebraska. But the commentation was really good, because it was like their commentators for so I thought that was pretty cool. And the
I
chat
mean,
the chat was real Nebraska fans, and they were
uh,
seemed pretty cool, man. But
man, I don't know how much on Twitch that you've watched of just professional gaming, man, but the coverage on that's pretty insane. And the viewership is outrageous. The League of Legends is one of the biggest competitive gaming events this stream tournament and everything like that. And the commentators, I mean, it's on par with the quality of sports today.
yeah,
They're in a big arena setting, they're on a big stage and they announce them and everything. It's pretty wild, man. If I showed somebody like my grandpa or somebody like that, they would think they were in alternate reality or some crap.
yeah, no, I checked it out, like games that I've thought about playing, when I have spare time and I look at them. But like Smite, when Smite's World thing was going on, I checked it out. But it's just too hard for me to follow. It's hard for like, that big conquest map is hard for me to see where everybody's at. Like I
Right,
can't tell
right.
because they have a different style of camera, so I can't
Yeah,
really
I think
follow them
it's
around.
similar to sports as well. If you're not into football and you don't know anything about it, it's super hard to follow. But the second you kind of pick a team and you kind of get that home team fan deal and you start keeping up with them and following them and stuff, it just starts clicking. Same thing Like if you were to go, games that have like a pro scene and pick one of the pro teams and start following them and watching them and watching the actual team members on stream outside of tournaments and stuff like that, and actually becoming a fan of those guys and stuff, it's a lot easier. I mean, I have buddies that, he watches them religiously almost every week.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that are into League of Legends as well. Maybe
Hmm.
we do like a fantasy football type thing with esports, man, because we may
Yeah,
not have fantasy football this year. So
and most of those games have that type of deal incorporated into the game. Smite, for instance, I think you can make like fantasy pick. I think it's more of like a pick 'em kind of deal.
yeah, I don't know if you notice about me, but I'm really good at fantasy football. I know all the good stuff, all the good picks.
Yeah, we've played with each other 2 seasons now.
Yeah, yeah,
I I took home first and second.
yeah. First the first year and second the second year.
Second this year. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe I'll start another podcast and I can teach you how to do that one day.
Well, I'm sure if everything goes well, maybe we'll do a lot of fantasy football talk on this one. You know,
That's the dream.
hopefully fantasy football. Hopefully everything comes back soon. That's really what we want. We want our country to come back soon, but we just want it to come back safely.
Absolutely. And
So
if you are into fantasy football, definitely check out fantasy footballers, man. Those
fantasy
guys are
footballers.
amazing and they're entertaining.
Jason Moore's the best one. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in, man. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem, Greg. Thanks for helping out. And that's it for the Droop Show, guys. Thanks for listening. And be sure to check us out next Friday on YouTube, SoundCloud, and Podbean. And for the raw, uncut version, check us out on Twitch, where we stream the live recording on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Time.